Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah.
It's E3 2017.
Yeah.
The day has finally come.
The day of our Lord.
Yes. The best day
Lord
of the
Gaben.
year.
Lord Gaben.
Ben Stiller.
Yeah. Best time of the year is upon us right now. If you are in the video game world, we are here to talk right now about EA, Microsoft, and Bethesda. Bethesda hasn't happened yet, but we'll get to it. We already know what happened at Bethesda. Right now we're going to talk about EA. We're going to talk about Microsoft. EA went Saturday. Microsoft just went a few hours ago. We have a whole bunch of exciting stuff to talk. So we'll run down all the announcements, and then we'll just kind of pick out things that we enjoyed from them, or any thoughts we have on them. Try not to keep this super long, but yeah, let's start with EA. Madden NFL 18 is going to get a story mode. There's the guy from Luke Cage that played Cottonmouth, and he's Remy in House of Cards, is going to be in it.
Okay.
Pretty cool. Could be cool. I don't know. So they showed off like a trailer of that.
Is that different from the other mode that they already had, the career mode or whatever? Or is it kind of the same thing?
Dan Marino. He's in there.
Is it?
Yeah, I saw Dan Marino.
It's just kind of out there. Dan Marino.
Yeah, I mean, he was in there. I saw him in the trailer too.
Yeah. Then they talked about Battlefield 1, and they had like one of the developers that worked on it like stand very awkwardly in front of the whole stage, and it was like, don't turn around, dude. It was a very weird presentation of it, but they have 8 new maps coming. 6 of them in the next expansion called In the Name of the Czar, coming out in September. And then there's 2 more night maps that are at night, pretty much. And there's a whole lot of new stuff. They said there's going to be deeper progression. They said there's going to be a more competitive, smaller Battlefield 1 experience, but we can't tell you about that right now.
Oh,
come out.
Trench warfare?
I don't know.
Maybe finally.
That could be.
Know. FIFA 18 got it's going to get that story mode that it got last year. It's called Journey. The Journey Hunter Returns.
yeah, actually a sequel to last year's story.
Yeah, so same guy. They had the Men in Blazers on stage. Say what you want about that. Need for Speed Payback. Alright. The very beginning presentation of this was kind of awkward to watch.
Mm-hmm.
They had some YouTuber up there. I don't remember his name.
No.
But he stood up there. He's like, I'm a YouTube
Was
creator.
it Jesse Rollins?
It might be. Like I said, I don't remember his name. And he just like froze up. And he was just very awkward to watch. I don't know if like the teleprompter was fucking up or he was legitimately freezing up. Because when the developer came on and joined him, he seemed better. So I don't know. But anyways, they showed off some gameplay of that. So yeah, we'll get to that. Then they showed off a new game called A Way Out from Hazelight, which is the people that made Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. It's a co-op game, early 2018. Showed off Anthem. We'll talk about that later. That's the new IP from BioWare. NBA Live 18. Does anyone care?
No.
Yeah. Then they showed off a lot about Star Wars Battlefront II.
Like a lot.
The multiplayer.
Yeah.
So, EA, what do we think of these things from Electronic Arts?
It's a slightly better thing than EA has done in the past couple years. There's actually a couple surprises, I feel like, a little bit. Whereas normally, like last year, literally I think like everything you expected to happen to EA happened, and that was it. Like they talked about FIFA, they talked a little bit about other stuff, they talked about Titanfall, Battlefield 1. Like it was very just a dry conference, and that's usually what EA is. But like with A Way Out, and even though there might have been rumors, but I don't remember, but like Need for Speed caught me off guard a little bit and things like that. I'm like, oh, cool, there's actual different things happening here. But like none of the sports stuff really ever interests me. Because it's like, do you even have to market those games all that much? In some ways, I mean, I get it, but like I feel it's at some point most people are going to buy those games are going to buy them, and they know that they're coming out each year.
Yeah, I just don't know if E3 is the audience for those things, but EA is a very large company with a very diverse portfolio of games. They're huge games, but yeah, I mean, when you think E3, you never think of, oh, they showed off something really cool for whatever sports game.
Yeah.
EA's. I don't know.
Other than that, I mean, like, the gameplay that they did show off from, like, the multiplayer from Battlefront II was pretty cool. I did enjoy that. Need for Speed looks interesting, because didn't Need for Speed a while back... I know Forza had the Fast and Furious DLC. Didn't Need for Speed have something like that a while back, too? Or I thought they had something like that at one point, but it looks very Fast and Furious in a way.
Yeah,
like
I mean, they
explosions.
showed them trying to, like, to pull off a heist of some truck, and every time they took out a car, it would like pause and go slow-mo on the car as it was like being destroyed. And I just wonder how often that'll happen, because that could maybe get a little annoying.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see on that.
We shall. I mean, I enjoyed what I saw from Need for Speed. I like the takedowns. Takedowns are a really cool concept that I've loved ever since I was introduced to them in Burnout.
Yeah, it was very Burnout.
So what I've been seeing a lot of on the internet is that this is like Burnout cross Fast and Furious equals Need for Speed. And yeah, it's very much like that, but I think that it's gonna get its Need for Speed poison in that game, because I don't think Need for Speed has been a great series. I think it's been a suitable series for the racing department. They have their racing game, and it's Need for Speed. But I feel like that they haven't really evolved that game enough for me.
Yeah,
and putting these other things like elements of Burnout, elements of Fast and Furious, I think that's a good move for them. But I'm not confident that they'll take it all the way.
Yeah. I haven't been excited for a Need for Speed game since Most Wanted.
Yeah,
like that was like
the last one I played.
That's like the only one that I played. I'm like, this is really good, and then I've tried a couple other ones, but it's like doesn't suit me. But
yeah.
It's kind of sad how a lot of racing games have like died. Like there's Forza now, and it seems like anything else that comes out typically is like the Crew or Project Cars, or there was another Need for Speed game that was just like they're all underwhelming, or they all have issues or something that's just like. I remember like when I was a lot younger playing racing games, they're one of my favorite things to play, and you could get like even stupid things like The Simpsons Road Rage. That wasn't really a racing game, but it had driving cars and fast. That was the point of it. And I just kind of miss, like, that's a genre that's really kind of disappeared. But I think Forza kind of has, like, is like the king of that genre now.
Dude,
it's tough to beat that.
Yeah. It is tough to beat it. This is the most interested I've been in a Need for Speed game, but I'm not like this is one of my most anticipated games coming up type of thing. But it does look like it could be interesting. The one game, A Way Out, seemed very cool to me. Like it could be cool. It's a game that can only be played with someone else. Like you can't play this game by yourself. So you can either play it online or you can play it couch co-op, and basically, like, it kind of works as you're two dudes and you're trying to get out of prison and all kinds of stuff happens. And they said there's multiple ways that you can approach things, and different objectives. And, you know, while one person might be in a cutscene, the other person might be trying to figure stuff out. It seems like a neat idea, and I hope they pull it off. I hope the gameplay really works well together. I hope the story's really good, because it could be a really cool, you know... Hopefully it's not super long either, just, 4 or 5 hours or something with your friend.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's a different game for EA. It's part of their EA Originals, where they go out and find smaller teams, basically. So, that game seems cool. But, I mean, the biggest game they showed off was Star Wars Battlefront II. They talked a lot about it. They talked about stuff that we basically already knew, to be honest with you. They already announced there was no season pass. All the DLC was free. They did get a little bit more specific about it. So there's going to be themed DLC. In the first wave's going to be The Last Jedi themed in December, and you're going to be able to play as Finn and Captain Phasma, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah.
This game is going to get a beta. You have to pre-order to get into this one. When in the past like 3 dice shooters have had free betas open to anybody. Because Battlefront had one, and then Battlefield 1, and then maybe 2.
And Hardline.
Yeah, Hardline had one as well. Yeah, I forgot about Hardline. That just shows you. But yeah. They showed off. The game mode was Assault on Theed. It was on Naboo with there's droids and Darth Maul was there and what'd you guys think? Had a lot of stuff going on. They played a whole lengthy match. The biggest Star Wars fan is sitting right there.
Just the biggest Star Wars fan on the internet right here. So about this game, I'm not a Star Wars fan. The whole Star Wars angle of it does nothing for me, honestly, and it just looks like a rad game to me. It looks like it's going to be a rad multiplayer, mostly game, because they didn't show any single player, which disappointed me. They reassured us that it would be there, but we already knew that. The multiplayer looks pretty solid. I like the game mode, like the kind of like progressive dice type of game that they've started doing, especially with the operations in Battlefield 1. This seems similar to that a little bit. I just want to see how much there's going to be.
I mean, at least the way that they talk, they said like, I forget what the number they threw out.
3 times as much more, or 3 times more content in this game.
Now I wonder if that's like when everything was said and done with Battlefront, or if that's like base game Battlefront. Because 3 times as much base game Battlefront isn't
a lot.
All that much.
Yeah.
It sounds nice when you say it, but it's like... But I mean, like, a lot of the stuff looks like it could be cool. Yeah, the game mode looks cool. I think the hopefully there's a lot of other cool game modes like that. I hope it's not like, that's just the new Walker Assault. Yeah. And it's like, that's the only game mode that matters. And it's like, that's... Even the Walker Assault was the only reason to play Battlefront 1. And then that made that game very enjoyable, at least for the amount of time that I played it. But it looks like they've kind of redone like a lot of how the multiplayer works. Apparently, there's a class system. Apparently, there's actual there's a skill curve, supposedly. Yeah. Whereas like the first Battlefront was just like anybody can wreck anybody, and it's like
the last Battlefront was extremely easy to play.
Yeah,
I mean, just about anyone could get good at it. They said they kind of redid a lot of the weapons and stuff to have a skill curve, and each of the classes and characters has their own abilities now, and it's more customizable and stuff. So we'll see on that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the stuff it's very similar to the original, like to the last game, which I think is good because, I mean, Battlefront, despite its issues, did have a lot of good ideas. I just hope that, they even though it definitely looks like they have, but I mean, this could just be the E3 demo, that it's big enough in a lot of ways, because, I mean...
The first E3 demo for Star Wars Battlefront was awesome.
Yeah. So, who knows?
Yeah. What do you think? You played the most Battlefront. All of us.
The 3 games well, one of them isn't technically one game, but I consider sports games as like one thing. The 3 games that I remember from E3 that stuck in my mind the most were sports games in general, specifically Madden for me. Something I'm sure we'll talk about later, and Battlefront 2. The thing, and all these games stuck in my mind, but I was kind of disappointed with each of them. Like, Battlefront 2 disappointed me because I feel like this is E3, this is where you're supposed to give information on the game. I just want to know what's in the game. I don't care that it's a super high amount, just a lot of things. I just want it to be a full game, and I want to see the single player to it. It bothered me, kind of like Frank said, they didn't show the single player, and that was disappointing a little. But I mean, multiplayer, sure, it looks cool, but I wanted to see the single player. I also wanted to see the game. I wanted to see them. I know it's not really something that you typically see, but I wanted to see them go into the main menu and say, these are our modes, this is what you're getting with the game, because I just want them to show what the game is. That's like a perfect demonstration of, that's how you sell this game, is that you have to say, this is what we have. This is our full arsenal. I don't have to go in and show every scenario while playing the game, but just a checklist of like, we have X amount of this, X amount of that. These are how many game modes you're getting. And I don't know why they can't do that. That bothers me. Because it's like that. The whole point of it is like, you know, you screwed people over last time because there were too few game modes and too few playable game modes. And I really wanted to see how you've changed. And I felt like they didn't show us enough of how they've really changed. They're saying things and it sounds good, but I still want to just see it in action, kind of.
Yeah, I agree. And I thought, you know, they started off the presentation of Battlefront 2 acknowledging a lot of that stuff.
And they showed like John Boyega's tweet of like,
and I'm like,
is there going to be single
you know
player?
what? And when they had the voice actress for God, what's her name? That you play in the game.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
I'm blanking on her name right now. But when she came out, I was like, all right, they're going to show campaign. That's just what they're doubling down on, because that's what they started talking about.
That's what you have to focus on for marketing.
Yeah, exactly. And then they just went into multiplayer, and they went into kind of stuff that they sort of already announced as Star Wars experience, and that's fine. Those changes sound cool, and I thought the multiplayer looked fun. It still looks like that. At least this game mode looked like that intense Walker Assault type of experience. And you know, one thing that makes like a game like Overwatch great is that your whole team's focused on one objective, and that's one thing that made Walker Assault great. And that's something that I felt like was, you know, shown off in this multiplayer demo, and that's cool. That's awesome, but I just really thought they were going to show off the campaign, man, and just be like, here's the opening level or something like that. That was just super, super disappointing to me.
Yeah. Like the whole time I'm like, this is cool, but what the hell? And it kind of scares me. I'm sure the rest of the world, I think, mostly enjoyed Battlefield 1. Yes, I almost got it mixed up. Battlefield 1. For me, I just thought it was way too chaotic at times. And I saw a little bit of that more of a chaotic kind of shit's going all over the place in multiplayer. I'm just kind of worried about that, because I feel like that's one of the weaknesses of Battlefield 1 is that I just stopped playing the game because I got so tired of like not knowing where I was getting shot from, because everything was happening around me. And like, that's cool as an idea, but when you, at least for me playing the game, it was getting frustrating because I just kept getting shot and I didn't know where the hell I was getting shot from, man.
Yeah. There was a few moments, especially towards the end of like the last phase of that multiplayer match, where I was like, fuck, there's a lot going on. Like, they're trying to walk in a door, and someone's just like the heavy droid guy's just unloading fucking machine gun fire in the door, blocking it off. I'm like, that's cool. That's a tactical thing, but damn, this is way more intense than before.
You brought up Overwatch. It's kind of funny because I was thinking as I was watching, I'm like, oh, someone should switch to like Tracer now and take out that person.
Help escort that payload.
Switch to Genji.
Darth Maul looked awesome. I'm excited to play Darth Maul.
Although I hope they have like Jedi combat in this game instead of just going like
probably not. I mean, I could see I
some
feel like
kind of something a little better.
I feel like that would have to be like its own thing, because it's almost like
that was extremely disappointing though.
Maybe EA can like try to steal some people from whoever made For Honor and make a Jedi game.
That would be cool. But I hope it's just not more stun lock bullshit this time. It's like you just get hit and you get backed into a corner and you just get fucked by Darth Vader. Yeah. My God, that was so bad.
Yeah. I agree. And I just want to say the last thing about this that just kind of bothered me, that they actually made a talking point, was they said this game has couch co-op because it has skirmish mode. Which in the first game was just the multiplayer with bots.
Yeah. That's
not couch co-op to me.
No.
Like, yeah, it's nice to have an option, but that does not match the experience that you would get.
Was co-op.
Yeah, that's why I thought they were going to go into. But anyways, whatever. I mean, Battlefront 2 is looking good. We'll see how it turns out. Overall, for EA, good, bad.
Yeah.
The last thing is though is that they did show off. Sorry, I lied. They mentioned Anthem. They didn't show it off.
Yeah.
That was sort of a thing that was like, that stuck in my mind, but I was just like, all was like, okay, that's a thing, I guess. because you're EA, you have the rights to show this off, and it's almost like just this corporate thing of like, okay, we have the rights to this, we're gonna use it. You know, if we own part of this, we're gonna use it. We're gonna say, hey, you know, this is here. We're gonna get our name in the headlines, maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I was just like, okay.
Overall, I think EA had a better showing than in years past, for sure.
Than the last couple.
So, yeah. Anyways, let's move into Microsoft. There's a lot to talk about with Microsoft. A lot of big talking points.
What was it? 42? 42 new
They
games?
showed off 42 new games. 42 games somewhere in there.
Yeah. 42 new games, 22 that were either exclusive or first on Xbox. Phil was on stage a lot this year.
He was.
Which was awesome.
Yeah, he's really filling a lot of the time.
Ha 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 ha. So Microsoft got straight to the point.
And you saw him a lot, so he wasn't much of a... No, never mind, that didn't work. No, I was thinking of another pun that doesn't work.
Okay.
I don't...
Never mind.
Nope.
I just ruined the last one that I made. That
Nope.
all just...
Anyways, Microsoft got straight to the point. Project Scorpio is now called the Xbox One X. It comes out November 7th for $500.
Man, you lying. It's $4.99.
$4.99.
You lying on people, man. It's $4.99.
That dollar is going to bang with people.
Yeah.
They talked about things that we kind of already, that they talked about last year. It's 12 gigabytes of GDDR5 RAM, 6 teraflops, lots of memory bandwidth, 4K Blu-ray player. It can do this thing called super sampling, which seemed pretty neat. So if you have a 1080p TV, those games will still look better, even though they're not 4K. Probably run better as well. What do we make of that? What?
Super sampling. That's what fat people do at Costco.
Oh!
I'm surprised it's coming out that early in some ways. I mean, I guess it makes sense because it's kind of staying away from Black Friday in a way where,
it's getting it out before, which is smart.
Yeah, and I mean, the price point's not surprising, really, in the slightest. I mean, for what they're talking about this console, 500 makes a perfect amount of sense.
You think this thing is going to have any kind of, like, Switch thing to it? Or it's like, because it's coming out before Black Friday, like, around the time of Black Friday, they're going to be tough to find, or...
It depends on the excitement around it.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe. I mean, they did show off, like, here's a bunch of games that are, like, get this on this, and you're going to get the best experience. So maybe. But I don't think it'll be that bad, because, I mean, in a lot of ways, a lot of people don't believe in Xbox anymore. Whereas, like, there's, besides it being more powerful, there's not really that it factor to the Xbox One X.
Yeah, I mean, almost every game that they showed off, they would put down in the corner like Xbox One X enhanced, 4K, HDR, blah 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 blah, and that's cool. I'm sure if you get this thing, you will get value out of it, especially if you have a 4K TV. But even if you have a 1080p TV, if they allow you to unlock frame rates and let you play it as high as it can go, and the 1080p looks way better, that's cool. They did talk a lot about a lot of these games are running native 4K, which on the Pro that doesn't happen as much. So, what do you make of this?
I see this console as sort of... It's strange to me because I can get why people want it, but I think that most people are just going to be like, the regular Xbox is fine for me, and now it's really cheap. I don't think there's going to be that many people who are going to be like, I need the best one, because setting the price up at like $500, that's quite a chunk. I mean, that's more than the consoles were when they initially launched.
It is, and I think, I think them getting it out to people and saying all these games can be, you'll get a better experience on them, that's kind of almost the only word they have.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's hard, we could sit here and go, Forza 7 looked really good, but we're watching it through a 1080p TV. The people that are going to be at E3 and we're watching that, I mean, that might have been in 4K. I'm sure that looks fucking gorgeous.
Yeah.
You know? It's hard to sell these type of things. But, I mean, for Sony, the PlayStation 4 Pro is selling fairly well. It is $400, so it is still $100 cheaper, and now Microsoft's running into almost that same exact problem that they had when the Xbox One and the PS4 launched, where the PS4 was $400, the Xbox One originally launched at $500, which is hilarious to think about now. However, Microsoft now has that big power advantage over
I was gonna say,
which is the difference.
Because there wasn't really much besides the fact that you paid $100 for a Kinect.
Yeah.
And then, in all honesty, for the most part, the PS4 is the more powerful system in a lot of ways, especially at launch, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, everything just pointed towards why would you get an Xbox at first and get a PS4. Whereas now, there's at least a little bit more of a conversation to be had about if you were like, I either want to get a PS4 Pro or an Xbox One X. There's at least now there's like at least like you know, conversation to be had.
Yeah, like I don't think the way they sold this thing was terrible or anything. Like they did what they had to do. They got out there and they announced it right away, and that's awesome. You know, if people want this thing, there you go.
I mean, I'm interested. I mean, there's the issue of me not owning a 4K TV, which means I wouldn't get the thing. But I mean, like, it's something that I can see happening. It's also, well, I'll make this point later when we get to.
Yeah, I mean, I would totally go for this over the Pro if I were going for something like that, just because this is a better. It has more power and all that stuff. So we'll see. But they announced that stuff, then they got straight to the games. They showed off a lot of games. Kind of like in past few years, I feel like Microsoft just starts throwing out games left and right. Forza Motorsport 7. Pretty obvious one. They talked about some stuff. There's a new car going to be in there.
Yeah, the Porsche 911 GT RS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll run at a native 4K to 60 frames on Xbox One X, which that would probably look fun. Amazing to see.
Does it look like there was like some better dynamic weather and stuff like that?
Yeah, which that's the thing. They talked about the Xbox One X features a lot on this. Makes sense. I mean, racing games are great to sell consoles with, but like when they announced Forza 6, they showed off a lot of different things. Like the dynamic weather was a big sticking point, and they showed this, that, and that. I don't really know what's new in this.
It's 4K.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna get it. Forza makes me hard. I love Forza. I spend 50 hours playing every fucking Forza game every year.
Well, maybe this time we won't have to pay extra to drive Porsche vehicles.
Maybe. Who knows?
Because that's kind of a ridiculous thing that happened for a while. EA having that license for Porsche.
Yeah.
But now it looks like they're willing to work with Microsoft, turn 10, and get some Porsche in their Forza.
Yeah. October 3rd, though, which is a little bit later than it usually launches, but still. Then they showed off Metro Exodus, which comes out next year. This is the third game in the Metro franchise. This looked very cool.
Oh, yeah.
Colorful.
I was very excited about this.
Colors.
So I feel like this demo sort of thing was played up a little bit more, but Metro does have that horror type exploration vibe going on. This one seemed to be open world.
Yeah, they also have a very hardcore fan
so.
base.
Yeah.
Like, there's a very hardcore Metro fan base of people who are like, this is like some of the greatest stuff I've ever played. So
yeah, it's a very interesting world that they set up. Very depressing world.
Visually, it looked really good, but just to me, it looked really slow and way too cinematic to be believable for me.
Oh yeah, it's like it's a full-on trailer, but like
Metro games are sort of slow, but not in that way.
Yeah,
they're slow in more of a survival way. But yeah, it looked cool. I agree with you. Then they got to Assassin's Creed Origins. So before Ubisoft would maybe talk about this game, Microsoft talked about they had a trailer. They showed off a demo with a whole bunch of stuff. This game's out October 27th. You pretty much nailed a lot of it. There's a quest system. They had the little thingy up top that's very Skyrim. Like
navigation bar.
Yeah.
Right now, this game is number 1 E3 for me.
Really?
It's gonna win E3 unless Sony. I mean, it wins E3 right now, but then Sony's gonna come out and they're gonna just put their balls on the table, and it's like, all right.
It's like, fuck. Why does anybody else?
They're gonna come out with The Last of Us 2. They're gonna show off some stuff, and I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
You know, I can't leave you, baby. I want to come back to you.
This setting looks amazing for Assassin's Creed. Like, this looks like what Assassin's Creed needed in terms of setting, is this.
It reminds me so much of kind of what they've been doing recently, especially with Ghost Recon Wildlands, like the different kind of environments, and just the general look of the game, how, like, crisp it is, and, like, they've moved on to, like, this new visual style, like, with the Division they started. I saw a little bit of it, like, in Far Cry 5, this just new kind of visual approach to games, like the new art style they're going for. It just looks really clean and crisp, and this game just looks awesome.
Yeah,
the combat looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
You can ride a horse. Hopefully the horse. I know I said this before, but like the horse is one thing I hate in video games. Horses just piss me off all the time. But it looks like they're I'm very excited about it.
It looks like
you have an owl. It's not an owl.
Yeah,
it's like a falcon drone.
It's an
eagle drone.
It's gonna be an eagle. It's Assassin's Creed. It's an eagle.
There's like Obama drones up there.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like they're taking Assassin's Creed in a way more RPG.
It's a giant fucking snake.
Yeah.
There's loot.
The snake, man.
Yeah, it's
giant
mythical
fucking
beast to fight.
Yeah.
Which is like, holy, what?
I mean, the dude he killed somebody and picked up some loot, and it was like orange, and he put it on.
It's a better bow.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
And there was some cool thing that he did. He like jumped off this little like ledge and pulled out his bow. He's like, wham!
And they
right
did the
to
whole
the
freeze
head,
time
slow
thing,
mo.
so you can.
So
like
cool.
Like Horizon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
Horizon does
what am I thinking of? Middle Earth.
Shadow More.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
It's a lot of cool stuff like that.
Yeah, this game looked very good. I think a year off
Was what this franchise
paid,
needed.
paid off, because I think people are going to be very excited about this.
Bring back the multiplayer.
Although
That's what they talk about at Ubisoft's conference. I'm just joking.
it still looks very Assassin's. Like,
Yes,
it still has
definitely.
a very like fundamental.
Yeah,
it's still
but
very
I mean, I
Assassin's
think that
Creed.
I honestly think though that's a good thing. It's almost like, what do you do that's like where like before it becomes a completely different game?
I hope they change up the. Like I'm concerned about some side quests, and main quests in the sense that I hope it's not traditionally Assassin's Creed, where it's like go assassinate this person, go to the point where it's like you're assassinating people, and it's like make me really, when I kill this guy, make me really feel like that guy deserved to die. Instead of like, I'm part of the Brotherhood, they tell me I should kill this guy, I jump on him, and there's this cut scene where he's like, I'm dying. And you're like, alright, cool. And then that's it.
Requiescat got to punch it.
Because it's just, you're destroying people to get to like one guy, and all these people are destroying, it just feels like they have no value, where they could have so much value in the game. I'm worried about traditional Assassin's Creed things.
So what you're saying is that you should have that thing like in Watch Dogs where you can tell if they watered their plant this morning or.
No, I mean like
This guy.
I don't know, more character development.
Yes.
This
Just
guy
overall.
guy doesn't recycle. Just
This guy,
he's harming the environment.
He's out there. I don't know what's relevant in ancient Egypt. I don't think people recycled back then.
He's freeing slaves. It's relevant.
He's out there pissing in the Nile River. I bathe in that river, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Boom.
They should have Niles, the soundtrack to Assassin's Creed.
I think I turned on the Xbox.
That's
by
fine.
accident.
We'll probably turn it on later anyways. So yeah, then they talked about Players Unknown Battlegrounds is coming to the Xbox One this fall.
Yes.
Very, very excited about that.
Yes, that game is amazing.
Yeah.
I
Looks
haven't
amazing.
played it. That game looks
So,
cool.
I played this game for a total of like 20, 30 hours now.
Wow.
It's a Battle Royale type game. I'm sure you know what this game is, but man, it's a lot of fun. I'm going to have a lot of fun if you guys decide to get it on Xbox One.
Yeah.
We're going to squad up. We're going to survive.
We're gonna win.
Yeah, we're going to win. We're going to get that chicken dinner.
Yeah.
It literally says that when you win, winner, winner, chicken dinner.
I'm gonna run over in my underwear the whole time.
You can do that.
Not gonna wear anything. I'm just gonna Superman punch people.
When I first started playing that game, I refused to wear any clothes.
You should also just Superman punch everybody. That's how you kill everybody.
You can.
I know.
And you can thwack people in the back of the head with a pan.
As shown in the trailer.
The beautiful thing about the pan, though, is that it'll deflect a bullet if they happen to shoot you where the pan is. Whether you're holding it or whether like it's covering your butt. Pans save butts, people. Pans save butts.
Bum protection.
Yeah. Then they.
That's what Penn State needed. And Jerry Sandusky was there.
Oh my god.
Well, I should not have.
I'm not saying what he did was good. He's a terrible person. You know, what he did was awful.
I'm clapping for him, not for. Yeah.
Microsoft then showed off a lot of smaller games during its conference, and one they talked about was Deep Rock Galactic, which didn't really.
It looked like a bunch of dwarfs with guns.
Yeah, pretty much. They're like fighting.
That's awesome. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
When you put it that way, it sounds awesome.
Then they showed off State of Decay 2, which had a trailer with some gameplay in its spring 2018.
Looks like co-op, maybe?
Yeah, I think it's co-op.
Cool.
And they're making a bigger deal about this game than the first one, which is good.
The first one kind of happened.
Yeah.
And then it just got popular because it was like, hey, this game's really cool.
Yeah. But yeah, this got moved to spring 2018, which kind of stinks. Xbox
Everything is coming out in the spring of next year.
Yeah. This could be a good time for this game anyways, so. It looked neat. Then they had just a fucking bizarre thing. It was this game called The Darwin Project. And there was some guy with a beard up on stage just screaming.
It said Jethro Tull.
Was it Jethro Tull?
I don't know if it was actually Jethro Tull, but the name on it said Jethro Tull.
It looked like definitely like a competitive online kind of.
Yeah, it looked like another battle royale type of game because it was counting down how many players were left.
Yeah.
Look up a picture of Jethro Tull. Keep talking.
It looked like something. I don't know. It's something that if it was like on sale, I might try it.
It looks like something that would probably maybe be like a free to play type thing. I don't know.
Yeah, from what I could tell, it looks like you drop in as different characters with different abilities or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Then they showed off Minecraft. Minecraft is going to be uniting all the player bases from PC, console, mobile, and VR.
We as a country could learn a lot from Minecraft.
We could. And it's getting a super duper graphics pack.
Yes. Literally super duper graphics pack.
I thought they were gonna go crazy and round the edges off of everything, but they just made it the light look better.
The light looks better. The water looks better.
reflects.
There's a lot of PC mods that make things look like that.
Yeah.
So they're basically just making that kind of stuff official.
PC hand-me-downs to console.
Yeah, that you were describing Minecraft perfectly. That's
What?
literally all that game is
Yeah,
PC hand-me-downs to console.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm going to say about the whole bringing everybody together is how's that work? Sony's against that stuff. Nintendo probably is too. But how's this work?
But then think
Hold
of
on.
Minecraft.
It all just works.
Just works.
But just think,
Howard,
just think of, but Minecraft probably brings just about every platform it comes to a lot of money. So if anybody was going to be we want to open up our player base, I think people would listen to Mojang about that.
I always thought it was Mojang.
So did I. So I guess it is Mojang, but
Phil Spencer said Mojang.
he sounds like he knows what he's talking about.
I don't know. I'll have to look up the dude that created it.
Notch.
Yeah.
Mojang.
You think he loads up Minecraft every once in a while and just be like, what the hell? There's rabbits in here.
I feel like that dude never plays Minecraft again. That guy put so much time into it. He probably
hates it.
I know every single thing.
Yeah.
In this game. I created this. He's Minecraft god.
Then they moved on. They showed off a lot of very quick stuff. Dragon Ball Fighter Z. It's a fighting game. Early 2018 for that.
Cool.
It's fighters.
That's what I said. Fighters.
Cool.
I don't know. It still seems weird because I was a big fan of the Budokai games, and this seems kind of like it, but Bukaki games. But those games were also slightly 3D, weren't they? Have anybody else played those games back in the day?
So,
like, because I don't remember.
the legacy of this game is going to be sort of, like, I'm not sure if you're familiar with BlazBlue, but they do another like anime style kind of fighting game.
Maybe.
So it's the same people who are making that, so they're kind of experiencing this like 2.5D kind of fighting.
Yeah, I get that. It's just that, like, again, I like the whole being able to, which I don't remember. Maybe
so you like the Tekken kind of game where you run around an arena rather than the 2D Street Fighter.
Or like it's still like this, but you can kind of like hop left
okay.
and right. Like not like it's 3D, but like it's still like that. But
okay.
Because I think that's how the original games were, and I every time a Dragon Ball Z game of this type comes out, I compare it to Budokai. Budokai, that whole series is like incredible. It's like some of my favorite fighting games ever, and like that's my one problem with Xenoverse is that it's not that. It's like an action RPG kind of in some ways. Well, not RPG, but it's just like an action beat 'em up game, and I'm just like, these games used to be so much more robust, and now it's just like you hit a button and you do a special attack and it's done. But yeah, I mean, maybe. I still need to get Xenoverse 2. Is that even out yet? I don't even know. See, I didn't care.
Yeah. Then they showed Black Desert. It's an MMORPG, Korean.
Yep, it's a very action-oriented RPG. Yeah. Not much. It's not really about a skill bar. It's more about doing combos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, early 2018 on that. Then we got trailers for a game called The Last Night. Didn't do too much for me. I don't know about anybody else. Mm-hmm. The Artful Escape. Some dude was around playing guitar. I mean, look.
That art style for that game looks so familiar, and I don't know what game it's from.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm thinking maybe Tearaway.
That might be it. It might be Tearaway. Because like I'm just like this. I've seen that exact character model in a game elsewhere. I'm like, where have I seen this before?
Yeah. Then they showed off Code Vein, which is coming out next year from Bandai Namco.
That looks pretty
seemed
cool.
Dark Souls-ish a little bit with
Dark
its combat.
Souls-ish,
anime vibes going on.
I don't want to call it Dark Souls-ish yet because we don't know enough about the game to make that determination. It is like a third-person character action kind of.
Yeah.
They look really cool though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Then it showed off a nice chunk of Sea of Thieves. This game looked very cool. This game is also got pushed to early 2018.
So, I don't know enough about this game, but what the hell is in those chests?
They never
Booty.
showed.
Booty.
I want to know what's in those chests.
Yeah, I mean,
booty.
Probably some stuff.
Is it loot drops or
Yeah.
like for weapons and stuff?
Or is it
That's
just
what
kind
I
of
was
like,
wondering too.
or
like,
is it just kind of like an arbitrary thing where it's like you're just trying to collect all this and
like,
just like
I don't know. You take the chest somewhere, you get gold or something. Do you buy stuff with it? You buy.
I mean, apparently you
upgrades
take it
for
to a
your
trader
ship?
outpost, so maybe who knows?
Buy
get a big old
buy a new-
cannon for your.
Buy yourself
ship.
a new shirt and a cheesesteak or
Cheesesteak.
something.
You could shoot your friends and things like that out of a cannon. I'm like, yes.
They showed like kind of some underwater exploration. Then they went to an island. Then they went into some caves, found some shit. They showed off some combat. They went back to their ship. Then they got into a big old fight
Yeah, so
with ships, which seemed fun.
So they mentioned going back, like they got some treasure. They mentioned going back to sell some of it, going to an outpost and stuff. I'd like to know what the outposts are like.
Yeah,
Maybe Gamescom. In like what? What's it? Like 2 months?
August.
Yeah, so like 2 months. So who knows?
I don't know. It seemed cool. I mean, it's the best piece of gameplay that I think we've seen.
Yeah, definitely.
I just wonder, kind of how much legs it's going to have. Because, I mean, if you're running around doing stuff with your friends, that could be pretty cool. But, like, I don't know. Is there anything for solo players this game? I don't know. Is there story? Is there quest? I don't know.
Maybe you just jump into someone else's crew real quick and do.
That could be cool. Like just being able, like if it's completely
you're basically like you're a mercenary for hire.
I mean, that's what? No, that wasn't the game where they were talking about you're playing as a bunch of mercenaries. No, that was Anthem. Never mind. Okay, scratch that. Scratch whatever I was gonna say.
Yeah. Then they showed off.
That was freelancers.
Yeah, that was close.
Yeah. They showed off trailers for 4 more games. Then Tacoma, which is from the people that make Gone Home, August 2nd on that one. Super Lucky's Tale, November 7th, which is...
which there is Rule 34.
Yes.
As we found out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we found that out. This is, I guess, the sequel to Lucky's Tale, which was an Oculus Rift launch game. It's a platformer. Play a little fox.
And it's a Xbox console exclusive, which is cool.
Yeah.
It looked like a cute platform. We don't see too many cute platformers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is why I want to play it. I'm like, I'm into this.
Yeah. Cuphead, they got a new trailer. September 29th is when that game finally comes out.
Yay.
Very excited on this one. Hopefully
Yay.
it turns out good. I mean,
They revealed that game too early.
they really did.
What was it? What was that? Did they reveal it
That was
before
2015. Or
2015? I thought it was earlier than that.
Yeah, it was 2015. Then they kind of like decided to put in like platforming stuff
And
into
it
it,
didn't work.
which maybe they ironed that stuff out. So we'll see. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I won't play it. Especially after playing it. Every time this game comes up, we bring it up. Especially after playing it at PAX, I won't play this game.
Yeah. Then they talked about showed a trailer for Crackdown 3, which had some gameplay. It had
Terry
Crews in it. November 7th. So this is a Scorpio launch game, or Xbox One X now. I thought they would get a little bit more behind this game, to be honest with you. It's kind of the biggest exclusive they have right now.
huge
And they
omission. We didn't see it in any building. Just exploded.
No. I really wonder if that stuff's gone, and that's why they had to delay this game so much. It looked 4-player co-op, though, which could be fun, but...
It looked like they were still having frame rate troubles
Yeah.
in all the stuff that they showed off.
Yeah, I don't know.
But they tried to hide it. Which, I mean, they did a decent job, but some things you could still see, like when there were explosions, it's like... Yeah.
It looked a little rocky, but...
I never really got into the idea of this game. It's not something for me, I guess, but I'm not that invested in it.
Yeah. We'll see how that one turns out. Then we got a sizzle reel of a whole bunch of stuff. 20 things. 20 games was in now, and some of them seem neat. I don't know. None are really sticking
It's
with
how
me.
they pad their numbers, saying they're showing 40-some games.
It's what they do every year. Every year they have that.
I mean, Sony does the same.
Yeah, I did, and I get it. But it's like it's basically them being like they can play like we used our time at E3 to promote all these indie developers, and it's like for like 3 minutes.
Not even that.
Not even. I'm being very generous, but it's like
Then we got a trailer for a game called Ashen, which got a trailer last year. Still don't really know what's up with that. Then we got a trailer for Life is Strange Before the Storm, which is a prequel to the first game.
Need to finish
3 episodes.
Yeah.
Starts August 31st.
Me too.
Super
I need to
fucking
start it
excited.
too, and then I need to finish it.
I'm stoked.
Yeah.
Get to learn about Chloe Price and Rachel Amber.
Yeah. Very excited about this. Life is Strange is probably one of my favorite games of this generation. It's phenomenal. And I really did not expect to get more of it this soon. Because they said they were working on a sequel to it, and it's probably ways off, but now they got a prequel, and that's cool. This is one of my most one of the most exciting announcements of E3 for me.
Mm-hmm. One of the things we didn't see coming, and really just we didn't know we wanted it yet, and then we figured out we wanted it when we saw it.
Yeah, and they first popped up and said world premiere Square Enix, and I'm like, Keith's gonna get it right. Shout out to Tomb Raider.
God damn it!
Nope. Then it showed off some Middle-earth Shadow of War, some gameplay, showed the new Nemesis system, and another assault on the fortress.
A lot of the works actually have personality, which is interesting and cool. And
Yeah. This game's looking good.
It really
I'm
is.
excited for it. It seems like there's a lot to it. I'm excited for
I'm
it.
kind of like I drift in and out of this game, but this trailer was one of like the high points. I thought it looked pretty cool. It just looked interesting. As I get to see more of it sometimes, it looks interesting. But then sometimes I see it and just think like, I don't know. I guess it's that thing of just games now, where the big thing is making everything open world. I just see it and I'm just like, I don't really know if I want to play this. But then some things I see like just a little bit of like, I don't know if you call it story, but just gameplay stuff and a couple characters I kind of like that.
I wonder how far into the progression this gameplay was, because if that's like early in the game, then it'd be weird to see a game actually embrace the whole I'm just gonna fucking murder everybody, and it's like, because that's like one thing. I was like, geez, there's no danger in this combat whatsoever.
Oh yeah,
and I know, and it's probably later in the game, but it's like, what if like that's just the game? It's just like it's mostly based on this kind of like the Nemesis system and this kind of almost like
let's
war
focus
campaign.
on this, and we're not really like all the people you kill. It's like we're gonna focus on more of the main stuff of the game.
Which could
And
be
it's just
interesting.
The regular orcs are just kind of fun.
But then that would just seem like mindless, which would get a little old after a while. So hopefully you build up to that.
Arkham Knight-ish.
I mean, they also had like the whole fucking thing with like, I noticed like the levels are like 89 or whatever the heck level they're at. So it's like that's probably really like far into the game.
How does the level system work?
I
don't know. 89 seems like way up there, but maybe it's like 1,000 levels. 10,000
I think the first
levels.
demo was like somewhere up in the hundreds. Was what they were showing off. So it's like, who knows?
You have to get up to a level 1,000,000.
It might just be like a level of your army or something like.
Or maybe I was thinking like like you have two people that assist you. Maybe one's like level 24, the other one's level 32, and they combine. It's 56 plus whatever your level is. Like it's just the combined levels of everyone.
Maybe not like the fodder, but like like the generals
like
and
your main
like
guys,
like
homies,
that could work.
Your neighbors.
October 10th for this one. Pretty cool. Got delayed a little bit, but that's fine. Ori and the Willow of the Wisp.
Wisps.
I cannot speak.
Will
Got
of
a
the
trailer.
Wisps.
I guess
That'd
this
be
is
like an S&M game.
yeah.
Will of the Whips.
This is a sequel, I guess, to Ori and the Blind Forest. I don't know. It had.
I gotta play the first one. Also, look,
The
it
first
looked
one-
really pretty.
This is another just super exciting announcement to me.
Mhm.
I was not expecting a sequel ever to Ori and the Blind Forest, and that's probably one of my favorite games of this generation too. It took me forever to beat it because I just played it, little chunks here and there, but it's fucking hard. But it's extremely satisfying. The combat was fun. The exploration was good. The soundtrack is fucking one of the best soundtracks I've ever heard in a video game. The visuals are amazing. Like, damn, love this game.
Now I need to finish that game to make a determination on whether or not it's hard because it is 2D platforming and 2D platforming.
It's a challenging game, but yes, I died like I'm not joking, like well over 400 times on the counter.
All right.
Xbox tracks it. I'm like, I don't want to look at this.
All right.
That was
Yeah.
hard.
It's close to 500.
Close
It's
to
in the
500.
400s.
Okay. Then one thing I thought I saw something that was like 6. I thought you had some, maybe I'm just maybe I'm seeing things.
Why are you looking at his stuff?
It's good.
Why do you care that much?
Huh?
You're obsessed.
I'm gonna get the game. I just want to do better than it.
Yeah, and it honestly had a really good story too,
Mhm.
which I like.
It probably one of the best art styles we've seen in a video game.
Yeah.
In
This is-
many years.
This is a great game for Microsoft to get behind. So,
And while it might not be a system seller, I don't think it does that. It's absolutely a game that every Xbox owner who knows what Ori and the Blind Forest is going to get.
definitely. Original Xbox games are going to be coming to Xbox One backwards compatibility. The only game they announced was Crimson Skies. They didn't really say how it's going to work, whether it's just going to be them selling the games digitally or if you can put your disc in. I don't know. But still, it's super exciting announcement to me.
I did not think this would ever happen.
I didn't either.
And so I wonder if though it's like because they said very little about this. They basically said that it was a thing. And like I said, who knows? Maybe you have to rebuy the games, and maybe it's also something that it takes the extra oomph that the Xbox One X has in order to really pull off. So who knows? But I mean, that's cool. That's really cool. I mean, they're living up to their promise, which in some ways this isn't surprising because they're saying we want all of your games to be in one place, and so they're trying to live up to that, which is good. I mean, even though I'm hearing all kinds of conflicting numbers, and so I don't know which is true because I mean, Phil Spencer went up there and said that like 50% of people who own an Xbox One have played a backwards compatible game, but then I've read elsewhere that like the amount of time spent on actually playing backwards compatible games is like only around like 1%.
It's not much.
It's only like right around 1%.
But then Microsoft comes out and says it's grossly inaccurate, those reports. So it's like, I don't fucking know what to believe. It's a cool announcement, though. If it's disc-based, it's fucking amazing, man. That's just
get
awesome.
I mean, you have to
Storm.
have at least the digital storefront.
Yeah.
But the disc-based stuff is really good because you can't just flat out put if you have the disc you can play because then people are going to be scrambling for those.
Yep.
I mean, that could be cool for like small businesses, like video game small video game businesses that have a lot of used games and stuff like that would be something really cool, but I don't see them.
Yeah.
I don't see a big corporation caring about small businesses like that.
Yeah. And then the last thing that they showed off was Anthem, which is the new IP from BioWare. This game looks great.
It really does.
Really good. The world just... Oh, I just want to explore that world.
Even though I'm just cynical anymore, so I'm also very like looking at like look at how nice these things. Look at how all of the stuff you're flying and things are running underneath you, and I'm like, ugh, but it is E3.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like anymore, like that's just how I feel with most games. Like I take everything at face value. Like core concept wise, like a lot of things seem cool, like being able to fly around and like your abilities and like just the way the world looks is really cool. But like the little things like that of like, you know, weather interactions and again like, oh yeah, you can fly over top and here's these whatever creatures running underneath you, and I'm just like.
But did you see that mortar just obliterate those guys?
I did. Like I said, like that. But then also there comes the issue of like, well, one, I mean, most games are given the E3 treatment and they're made extra pretty. Also, it's like a controlled demo, so it's not that hard to up resolutions and make that look really nice. But then also like, it's one of those things where it's like there was a game earlier where it's like, oh, when Metro Exodus was like, how often are you going to run into this a situation like this? That was one thing with like the Metro demo. It was like this is cool, but it's like, but like, is this going to happen? Is this going to be a thing to happen? Same thing, kind of like there. It's like, yeah, sure, shooting all the rockets, but it's like, how often is it going to be something like where you're going to run into something like that? You know what I mean? Right. What they showed off is definitely cool, but it's like. You put out a demo eventually or something, and then maybe I'll buy it.
Like it's 4-player co-op.
Yeah,
they're squadding up,
drop in, drop out, which is cool.
They said that they were hoping to, create a dynamic world that you kind of just always do stuff in, very Destiny-like, Yeah.
And loot.
Yeah,
that you don't have to. They're basically just they look like engrams when they drop.
You are the Cryptarch.
Yeah, exactly. What do you think?
I agree with a lot of what you said. I'm so scared about this game. It looks awesome, but again, like it is E3. It is still a year out, and kind of like I said earlier, I never thought a Mass Effect Andromeda. I never thought a Mass Effect game could really let me down, but like it did, And I kind of went into the Mass Effect the same way I want to go into this game. Is like I'm not going to pay attention to it. Something comes out. If I watch it, whatever. If I don't, whatever. I'm really not going to try to see everything about this game. I just want to let it happen in a way that just feels like when the game comes out, I'm going to play it, cool. I didn't really know too much of the complaints about Mass Effect Andromeda until really when I started playing it and I started reading a lot more about it. I was like, oh, well, I kind of want to distance myself from it because I want to be surprised, but I don't know. I just never thought a Mass Effect game would let me down like that because there were like 3 nearly perfect games. But then, I don't know, man.
I mean, it's just made by a different team, BioWare, though.
Yeah.
It's made by...
It's still the thing of just
guys.
like, I don't know, I worry so much because this is something like this is what I wanted from what No Man's Sky was going to be to me, is it's like, the next step in video games. Like, I haven't really seen this in a video game, Like, flying around, it's huge. Like, all this stuff combined, I'm just like, part of me is like, how can that happen? Like, how is this a thing? And it's awesome, but it still kind of worries me. I don't want to get my hopes up, I guess. And I am kind of cynical. Like, I do, eventually down the road, want to see more of it. Because it is E3, but, like, if I wasn't... The combat looks awesome. Mm-hmm. Combat looks amazing. I want to know more about the story, like the world, like everything. I wonder all the physical stuff, everything you can see in the game, like gameplay stuff. It looks really awesome. I wonder, like flying around. I wonder what that feels like. I wonder if you can just. I wonder if there's like you have fuel or something, or you can just fly around forever. I wonder if there are different environments in the game. There's so much that's awesome, and it gets me excited. But I do want to see more about like the story, like what's going on. Why are you there? You're trying to find Jeff Goldblum in the forest, or
maybe.
What?
I want to know why it's called Anthem. an interesting name.
They're just gonna play that song by Iced Earth in the background the whole time.
Microsoft ending with this game says at least two things to me. Three, I guess. One,
E3.
4.
Half-Life 3 confirmed.
One, Microsoft's obviously getting behind Anthem in a big way. They'll probably try to lock down exclusive deals maybe sometime with this. And, you know, like Sony got behind Destiny, Microsoft really believes in this game. They're going to want to get behind it in some major way. Two, EA is really getting behind this game too. Way more than they got behind Mass Effect Andromeda already, in my opinion. I feel like we've seen more of this game than we saw at any of the E3s of fucking Mass Effect Andromeda.
At any of like the
I mean, then
times they
again,
showed off Mass Effect
after we
Andromeda.
learned about
Yeah,
Mass Effect,
right.
it's kind of clear to see, but like,
Right. But it seems like EA
Yeah.
really does believe in this game, and they're going to put it at the fucking biggest spot on Microsoft's stage. They're going to get this game out there early, and they're going to push it a lot. But 3, and I think the biggest one of all, them ending with this game says they don't have a lot of first-party exclusive stuff. Like the well has really run dry on that stuff this generation.
I mean,
them.
they don't have
Until they get Halo back. This is what they have to get behind, and that's smart. Yeah, this could be a huge game and a great game to align your marketing with and your audience with. That's awesome, but
Which is why, like, I'd originally thought that, like, I mean, one of my predictions was Halo Spartan Assault 2, and Halo Spartan Assault was very popular.
but
when
it's
they came
that's
out.
yeah,
Well, yeah,
but that's
but
not a game to end with.
It's not the game to end with, but it's just more things to have.
Yeah,
Because, like, even if it's not like the biggest game ever, but it's like it would at least help start to put down those rumors of Microsoft doesn't have any games.
There's some exclusives. Crackdown, Sea of Thieves, and State of Decay 2 got delayed out of this year. Crackdown 3 is there, but I felt like they didn't get behind it that much. There's a lot of like launching first on Xbox, but I feel like all those games aren't. Like some of them are cool, a lot of them aren't that big of a deal. You know,
Origins is coming to PS4. You know, it's coming elsewhere.
I mean, like they're trying to align their marketing with big third-party games like Assassin's Creed Origins, Shadow of War, and Anthem and stuff, and that's fine. But you know, they don't have any major big first-party things, and until the next Halo is ready, you know, they're kind of screwed.
That is true. Like a lot of their stuff, first-party stuff that they show off was kind of like you already knew it was going to be. Like everyone knew Crackdown, State of Decay. Like it was already expected stuff. They didn't even surprise anyone. But one thing that Frank said earlier that I thought was really true is that the whole point of their conference wasn't necessarily about the games. Like when you look at Origins and you look at Anthem, it was more about to show off the 1X. Kind of that was the theme, I guess. But yeah, that was a really.
They made sure to emphasize that like the biggest and best third-party games will be on Xbox One, and they will be enhanced with the X.
Like Anthem really shows that because it's something really new, and it's like it pushes the boundaries, and it's like that's kind of their whole theme in a way. But some things are like I don't know, like Metro is like it looks awesome, but you're not really. I don't know what they showed. It's not really pushing boundaries. Just bears falling off cliffs.
Yeah. Anyways,
XCOM
I think Microsoft overall. I mean, there's some good stuff in there. I think they're showing this year has aligned with their showing the past 3 years. You know, to where you afterwards you go, there was a lot of cool stuff on there, but I'm not just completely fucking blown out of my fucking shoes like I was with Sony. You know,
Sony's gonna come out with God of War, Last of Us Part 2.
it just
quite
seems to
possibly.
happen every year.
Days Gone,
Microsoft
yeah.
has a great showing, and Sony just, like you said, they put their balls on the table and they just leave them there.
It's
And
like
then they're like, just look how big my balls are.
Sean Layden comes out and he's just like, yeah, hold my beer.
Yeah,
See,
pretty much.
The problem that Microsoft has right now is that they just don't have the studios that
Damn.
Sony does. Like
Mhm.
they have their Gear studio, they have their Halo studio, and then you have Rare making Sea of Thieves, but you don't have that. You don't have another big
Right.
name studio to keep a cycle if you're making games in 3-year cycles. You
Yeah.
don't have something like
Like
that.
Sony can pull from Naughty Dog, from Guerrilla, from Santa Monica, from Sucker Punch, you know, Polyphony Digital. They could go for any of these, and they're all huge games, you know?
Mhm.
where Microsoft only has just a few, and when those
They
games
still
are
have
ready,
Scalebound tucked away, man.
yeah,
I'm telling you.
it's coming back,
They're
man.
going to announce it
It's
at
come back.
Ubisoft.
Fable 4 is going
They're
to be
going
a
to
thing.
announce it at Ubisoft, man.
Yeah.
They're going to say Scalebound only on Xbox One X.
Yeah.
At Ubisoft 2017. Hashtag offensive bastion.
Hit the fucking button.
Hit the fucking button.